Welcome back to my channel, soap opera fans. If you're here because you can't get enough of the bold and the beautiful, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most explosive episodes yet, the Friday episode airing around late February 2026. This one is packed with high-stakes romance, shocking confessions, and a ruthless ultimatum that could change everything for several key characters. If you're a die-hard B&B fan who loves the twists, betrayals, and passionate moments that make this soap legendary, this recap is tailor-made for you. Buckle up, because this episode is loaded with emotion, tension, and that classic soap opera flair that keeps us coming back for more. Let's kick things off with the absolute steamiest highlight of the night, the explosive connection between Deacon Sharp, played by the ever-charismatic Sean Kanan, and Taylor Hayes, brought to life with her signature intensity by Rebecca Budig. If you've been following the show, you know these two have been dancing around their feelings for what feels like forever. Deacon shows up at Taylor's office for what was supposed to be a late-night therapy session, right after she's just returned from a conference out of town. But therapy? Oh, that idea flies right out the window, faster than you can say forbidden romance. The chemistry between them has been building for episodes, and in this one, it finally ignites. Taylor has been holding back for so long, trying desperately to keep things professional. After all, she's Deacon's therapist, and he's still technically married to the infamous Sheila Carter Sharp. But tonight, in the dimly lit office with the city lights twinkling outside the window, she can't pretend anymore. Her walls come crumbling down, and she finally comes clean. She doesn't want to lose him. Her true feelings spill out like a dam bursting. She's been fighting this attraction tooth and nail, but it's just too strong to ignore any longer. Deacon, with that rugged charm Sean Kanan brings so effortlessly, feels exactly the same way. He's been harboring these inappropriate thoughts about her, and he admits without hesitation that he needs her in his life, not just as a therapist, but as something much more. Taylor doesn't stop there. She pushes him hard on the biggest obstacle in their path. "Leave Sheila," she urges, her voice trembling with a mix of desperation and conviction. "Watch how much better everything gets. Your life improves, your happiness returns. It's all there waiting for you." They take a moment to reflect on how close they came to missing this chance entirely, how the universe, or the writers, seemed to conspire to keep them apart. Deacon voices the big looming fear that's on everyone's mind. What will Sheila do if she finds out? She's not exactly known for handling rejection calmly. In fact, her history of volatility makes her a wild card that could explode at any moment. But Taylor shuts that down quick, her eyes flashing with determination. She's not cowering in fear anymore. Deacon is the man she wants. Period. End of story. The passion between them builds like a crescendo in a symphony, reaching a fever pitch. Deacon, overcome with emotion, declares, "I love you so much." Taylor, matching his intensity, replies with those magic words we've all been waiting to hear, "I love you too." And then they kiss. Not just a peck, but a real, passionate, game-changing kiss that seals their fate and sends shockwaves through the entire B&B universe. This isn't just a flirtation anymore. It's full-on romance, and the fallout is going to be massive. Fans, can you imagine the repercussions? Sheila's wrath, family interventions, maybe even legal drama if things get messy with the therapy ethics. Sean Kanan and Rebecca Budig absolutely nailed this scene. Their on-screen chemistry is electric, making it one of the most memorable moments in recent B&B history. Shifting our focus now to another layer of this episode's drama, let's talk about what's happening over at Il Giordano, Deacon's beloved restaurant. Sheila Carter Sharp, portrayed by the incomparable Kimberlyn Brown in full hopeful mode, is completely in her own world, oblivious to the betrayal unfolding across town. She flashes back to a romantic night dancing with Deacon, her face lighting up with a genuine smile as she daydreams about many more dances in their future. She's meticulously setting the stage for what she hopes to be a cozy, intimate evening, candles flickering, wine chilling, the whole romantic setup. It's heartbreaking to watch, knowing what's really going on. The contrast is stark and poignant. Sheila's dreaming of forever, building castles in the air, while Deacon is actively choosing a different path, one that leads straight to Taylor. As viewers, we know Sheila's reaction when she inevitably learns the truth will be nothing short of explosive. This kiss between Deacon and Taylor might literally be the kiss of death for their marriage, and Kimberlin Brown's portrayal of Sheila's unhinged side is always a highlight. Remember her past schemes, the faked deaths, the manipulations? This woman doesn't go down without a fight. I predict we'll see her spiral into revenge mode, perhaps targeting Taylor directly or pulling strings to sabotage Deacon's happiness. It's classic soap opera irony, the villainess thinking she's finally found stability, only for it to be yanked away. This subplot adds such depth to the episode, highlighting themes of deception, hope, and the fragility of relationships in the B&B world. Now, let's pivot to the West Coast drama unfolding in San Francisco, where we catch up with Electra Forrester, played by the fresh-faced Linnea Grace, and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, brought to us by the powerhouse Jacqueline McInnes Wood. These two are kicking back in their hotel room, indulging in some room service, think gourmet burgers, fancy salads, and maybe a bottle of wine to unwind. They're rehashing the messy beach house situation involving Dylan, Will Spencer, and Ivy's overprotectiveness, dissecting every detail like true Forrester women do. Electra opens up about her worries, her voice laced with vulnerability, how protective Ivy has been acting lately, and the growing tension swirling around her relationship with Will. It's a moment of sisterly bonding, or in this case, cousinly, that grounds the episode in family dynamics. Right on cue, as if the scriptwriters timed it perfectly, Electra gets a sweet "I miss you" text from Will Spencer, portrayed by the charming Crew Murrow. She lights up, her worries momentarily forgotten, and decides to call him up. On the other end, Will confirms that Dylan's back in the guest room for the night, trying to play it cool. Everything seems calm on the surface, but we, the audience, know better. The undercurrents of jealousy and suspicion are bubbling just beneath surface, setting the stage for the fireworks to come. Jacqueline McInnes Wood's Steffi is the perfect sounding board here. Her no-nonsense attitude provides contrast to Electra's more naive perspective, making their conversation feel authentic and relatable. Back at the beach house in Los Angeles, things are anything but calm. This is where the episode ramps up the intensity with Ivy, making her triumphant return, played by Ashley Brewer, who brings a fire to the role that's impossible to ignore. Ivy is absolutely ranting to Dylan, portrayed by Sydney Bullock, about what she witnessed earlier. Dylan making bold moves on Will, parading around in a skimpy bikini, getting way too close for comfort. Ivy watched it all unfold from the shadows, her eyes narrowing with fury. She's furious, questioning Dylan's self-respect. How could you do this to Electra? She's family, and you're supposed to be her friend. Dylan's defense comes out stumbling and unconvincing. Ivy isn't buying a single word. Ivy refuses to let this betrayal slide. She's not one to stand by idly while someone tries to steal her niece Electra's man right under her nose. So, drawing from that deep well of Forrester family loyalty, she drops the hammer, an ultimatum straight out of soap opera villainy, but one that's coming from a place of fierce protectiveness rather than malice. Ivy won't tell Electra about the filthy things she saw tonight if Dylan packs up her bags, leaves Los Angeles immediately, and never comes back. Pretend you got a job out of town, Ivy instructs coldly. Break the news to Electra and Will nicely and disappear from their lives forever. To make the deal even realer and perhaps a tad more sinister, Ivy pulls out a thick bundle of cash from her purse and hands it to Dylan without a second thought. Fuel up the car and drive until it runs out of gas, she says, her tone leaving no room for negotiation. Don't come back, or else she'll expose the real Dylan to Electra, laying bare every deceitful action. The threat hangs heavy in the air like a storm cloud. One wrong move and Dylan's whole life in LA crumbles to dust. Dylan protests, her voice rising in panic, but Ivy is unyielding, her stance firm as a rock. This is protective aunt mode on steroids. Ivy's not playing games. She's safeguarding her family with everything she's got. Ashley Brewer's performance here is stellar. She captures Ivy's righteous anger perfectly, making us question whether she's a hero or crossing into antagonist territory. And Dylan as Dylan, she conveys that mix of guilt and defiance so well, leaving us wondering if Dylan will comply or plot her own countermove. This scene is a masterclass in tension building, with the beach house setting, waves crashing in the background, adding to the dramatic atmosphere. This episode masterfully balances two huge storylines, the passionate, risky romance of Deacon and Taylor, which feels like a slow burn explosion, and the intense family loyalty clash involving Ivy, Dylan, Electra, and Will, which hits like a sudden storm. The Deacon-Taylor kiss is undeniably a turning point. Expect